I mean, I couldn't agree more. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Republican government, right? I
Hmm.
write about it a lot. So, like, my biggest thing about Republican government is it, especially with a nation as large as we are. Now, I know that was the debate pre-Constitution and during the Constitution is a republic good for a large nation? And I think the way that our system is set up proves that it is and it has worked. Um, Now, you could say you look at the arguments that are being made against it right now, and they're being made against it in a situation where we're not actually functioning as a Republican government. So people don't
Hmm.
really know what Republican government is. And there was a great quote from Benjamin Franklin, actually, and he started the first fire department in Philadelphia, and this is like something he ran in the paper about the fire department, and there's just a sentence in here that I thought perfectly encapsulates Republican government and the idea behind it. And it says, "And if more than one of us shall be in danger at the same time, we will divide ourselves as near as may be to be equally helpful." And that's kind of the way that I perceive your Republican government is you break those groups down as small as possible so you can be as helpful as possible to as many people. Um,
Hmm.
and there was another one by Descartes. Uh, how do you pronounce his name? Because I'm saying it wrong.
Rene Descartes.
Rene Descartes. Okay. And he said, divide each difficulty in as many parts as possible and necessary to resolve it. And I think the argument they hear against Republican government right now is that let's abolish the filibuster. Let's get rid of the electoral college. Let's make everything, basically mob rule, which our founders were very scared of. And you're basically taking everything into two large groups and thinking that that's going
Hmm.
to work. But if you break those groups down smaller and smaller and smaller, so they're each as helpful to one another, while also preserving, like you're going to get better preserved individual liberty in a small group than you are with a large group. And that's what Republican government does. That's why it's so great. And that's why we should absolutely keep it.
Yeah, I think I believe it's Descartes. He comes up with the principle of induction, which is something you learn a lot in computer science and math. But it is that idea of trying to get to the base point, that sort of that fundamental unit, and then using that and sort of logically proving that you can move on from that. So it's I never really thought of it as sort of a republic of republics, but that's a perfect encapsulation of kind of the mathematical principle behind that. Maybe that just is the mirror image of the beauty of the Republican system and the naturalness of it is that you can model it mathematically.
Yeah,